Assalamu alaikum dear friends, welcome back to our channel Science and the Scientist, and I am Miss Anam. I am a microbiologist and I am field scholar. Today's topic of my lecture is Salmonella typhi or S. typhi. Let's just start our topic. First of all, Salmonella is a genus of rod-shaped gram-negative bacteria of the family Enterobacteriaceae. Salmonella infection, salmonellosis, is a common bacterial disease that affects the intestinal tract. Salmonella bacteria typically live in animal and human intestine and are shed through feces. Humans become infected more frequently through contaminated water or food. This is a picture of Salmonella typhi. Here you can see the rod-shaped gram-negative bacteria. Here just is shown here the rod-shaped bacteria having a lymphotrachus-like structure at the end of their edge. Then S. typhi. The name S. typhi is derived from a Greek word typhus, which means smoke or cloud. In advanced stages of typhoid fever, the patient level of consciousness is truly clouded. Classification. According to this slide, the genus Salmonella is divided into two species, each with multiple subspecies and serotypes. The two species are Salmonella enterica, may infect a variety of warm-blooded animals, and Salmonella bongre, restricted to cold-blooded animals. Here I just represented the Salmonella enterica and its subspecies because it's the main species which infect the warm-blooded animals included humans. Then coming to the next slide. Then in this slide I will explain the three types of Salmonella infections or Salmonella species related infections, which are enterocolitis, typhoid and other enteric fevers, and septicemia. Basically, Salmonella infects the intestinal tract, so these may be the related infections which occur in the Salmonella infection. Here, enterocolitis is an inflammation of the digestive tract involving enteritis of the small intestine and colitis of the colon, which means that the intestine and the colon is infected more frequently in this infection, as the name represents the enterocolitis, means the colon and the intestinal tract. Then the other type of infection occurred by the Salmonella infection is typhoid or other enteric fevers. Typhoid is the major and most important disease I am explaining more prominently in this lecture. Typhoid and other enteric fevers. Enteric fever is a systemic illness characterized by fever, abdominal pain, and other non-specific symptoms including nausea, vomiting, headache, and nausea. When enteric fever is caused by Salmonella enterica serover typhi, it is known as typhoid fever. The main difference between the typhoid and enteric fevers is the serover, which cause the typhoid fever and enteric fever. Then the septicemia, a life-threatening Salmonella infection that has spread to the bloodstream. The infection is systematic and affects virtually every organ system. Then it means septicemia represents the blood poisoning or blood infection. This could be very serious infection. Then here I have just explained few signs and symptoms according to the typhoid disease. After an incubation period of 12 to 48 hours, enterocolitis begins to cause nausea and vomiting, and then progress to abdominal pain and diarrhea. These are the basic signs and symptoms related to this disease, which can vary from mild to severe with or without blood. And these signs and symptoms may not be shown in the carrier, and as the carrier might shown you as a normal person. Then here I have explained the transmission or the fecal-oral route of this disease. The disease is transmitted by fecal-oral route or urine-oral route, either directly through hands soiled with feces or urine of cases or carriers, or indirectly by ingestion of contaminated water, milk, food, or through flies. Contaminated ice cream, milk products are rich source of infection. Fecal-oral route in this picture has been clearly explained that if a person is a carrier or is infected with typhoid previously, this person might transfer this disease to the healthy person through the unwashed or not properly washed hand, and that's why it's very important to wash your hand properly. Then it also can be transmitted by contaminated food or water, or through soil and other related contaminants. And here in the picture is shown that how the typhoid is transmitted to a healthy person and causes the disease and infects the major target of this disease, which is colitis or the intestinal tract, and causes the diarrhea, bloody diarrhea and vomiting, nausea, serious illness, can spread to liver, spleen and bone marrow to cause systematic diseases. Then in this slide I explained the pathogenesis of Salmonella typhi, which is an overview. That's how the Salmonella species enters the healthy person and infects the systematic organs of the healthy person and cause severe illness. And here it's shown that how the infection is developed. Then according to this picture I've written few steps. The pathogenesis of Salmonella typhi. Salmonella infection starts with the ingestion of contaminated food or water. Salmonella invade intestinal epithelial cell and migrate to the lamina propria. Here it's shown that how the infection starts and how the infection is caused. Two types of infection can occur: gastroenteritis and systematic infection. As I have already explained these types of infection related to the Salmonella. Then during systemic dissemination, Salmonella colonize the liver, the spleen and the bone marrow. These are the systemic organs, and it mostly or rarely cause both the intestinal tract and the other organs like liver, spleen and other like bone marrow. From liver, Salmonella reaches the gallbladder and cause chronic carriage. Salmonella carries shed bacteria into the small intestine upon secretion of bile, and feces contain Salmonella cells. Then come to the next slide. What is the epidemiology according to the Salmonella typhi? The human systemic disease enteric fever is most commonly caused by Salmonella enterica, Serovirus typhi, S. typhi and paratyphi A. The disease is found in areas with poor sanitization and hygiene and has an estimated global burden of 27 million new cases and 200,000 new deaths annually. Then come to the next slide, that how to prevent ourselves from this Salmonella typhi and control of Salmonella typhi is represented in this slide. First of all, when cooking, wash your hands, cutting boards, utensils, countertops after they have been in contact with raw material or poultry. Wash your hands in between handling different kind of food, meat and vegetables. For example, wash fresh vegetables and fruit thoroughly before eating. Keep hot foods hot and cold food cold. Do not eat or drink food containing raw eggs or raw unpasteurized milk. Wash your hands with soap after handling snakes, lizards, or other reptiles, birds, or baby chicks. Do not allow an infant or person with weak immune system to touch reptiles or their environment. In short, according to this slide, if you want to prevent or to control Salmonella typhi, you should have to wash your hands properly and you should have to keep your food in a good environment. Then thank you so much for your time. I hope my video will help you more about this topic. Thank you once again. Please like, share and subscribe my channel. Take care. Allah Hafiz.